All right. I welcome everybody in and ask you to find a good seat. Support yourself. We're going to start with some seated twists in just a moment. So in that good seat, I'll ask you to actually refine it and take the shins, cross the shins. Flex your ankles, spread your toes. Hold on to your shins with your palms. And as you push down through your seat and down through the baby toe edge of your feet, you can try to reach the big toe edges down, but they're not really going to touch. But that's what I call ankle foot. So we're just creating stability in the ankle, the foot. Pulling the knees in will allow the inner groins to descend. When the inner groins descend, you can press the pubic bone down equally to the tailbone. So hopefully we're going to take the round out of the back and pull it forward and down. Anchor that, push through the feet, give the hands a little pull and resist that with the shins pushing into your hands. So all this is going to help sink down into the four corners of the hips, pubic bone, sit bone, tailbone. Activated four corners of your feet, outer edge, inner edge. And through that stability, we'll rise up into a little bit more lightness and freedom. So as your arms pull in from hands to elbows to shoulder blades, squeeze your shoulder blades and then find that place where your head wants to rest in level position. Pulling your ears and your eyes in alignment with your outer upper arm. Now gently tone your core so you'll stabilize below the navel. And from that stability, you can trust the outer edges of your feet, let go of the grip of your legs, and let your shins support one another. And so this is a pose called Sukhasana. And Sukha means ease or sweetness. And in order to find sweetness or ease, we must also find a little bit of steerum, a little bit of stability, a little bit of effort. So keep the effort in the feet, the shins, the lower belly. And now that you let your arms relax, your legs relax, can you soften the upper body even though you keep the shoulder blades toned and on your back body? Draw your hands to your heart. Bow your mind in to the heart, your heart to your body to the reason and the purpose for showing up for your yoga practice today. Now abide in the consistent fluidity of your breath and let that metronome also be a source of stability. And try not to control the breath too much. The breath is a part of your autonomic nervous system. It's rising out of your free will to be. So try to observe the breath. And step into its wisdom. And we'll take about 5 rounds of the box breath, which is a 4-count inhale, 4-count hold, 4-count exhale, 4-count hold. And it's a soft, soft ujjayi breath that comes in through your nose and out through your nose. And as you retain the inhalation, let the energy of the breath continue to expand, even though the breath is not moving. As you retain the exhalation, even in the emptiness, you can find fullness. So let that energy move. And it's usually after about the 3rd to 5th round of box breath that you start to find the alchemical power of how the retention of the breath and the expanding of the retained energy will open up energy pathways that may have been stuck so that more freedom can flow. So we use this box breath, this stability, 4, very stable number of the earth, even, square. To help open up some energetic pathway so we can feel more free in our being. Now let that box breath go after your next exhalation retention. Let the breath do what it wants. It might be a deep sip of breath, or it might be a slow sip of breath, but just try not to force or contrive, just be in the rhythm. And softly open your eyes. And we'll take your right hand behind you, your left hand to the right knee. Look towards your left shoulder. And as you press the right knee into your palm, that'll help anchor the right hip. So just now breathe here into this shape. Get longer from the waistline to the armpit. Feel all the parts of your body that touch the earth, and particularly root your right hip forward and down. And from that stability, deep breath in. And now follow the exhale into a twist. From the back left side, twist to the right. Inhale, center. Take that right hand and cross it over to left knee, unthread the right hand, place it behind, look to your right shoulder, and just take the time to create stability, get grounded, anchoring left hip forward and down by pressing your knee into your hand and drawing your hand up through the arm into your shoulder. Wait for the breath. And from the anchoring of the hips, stabilize below the navel as you twist above the navel. And now ride the rhythm of breath, maybe a count of 4 inhale, count of 4 exhale. Allow the inhalation to help you keep the expansion of the twist as you come out. I will always teach coming out of a twist with an inhale. And now we'll come to all fours. And on all fours, take some cows and cats and just find some rhythmic rocking through your being, through your body. Like you did in your seated pose, just honor how you've got 4 corners of your hands. So really find the mound of the index finger, the mound of your thumb, the mound of the pinky finger, and that outside edge of the pinky side of the wrist. Tucking your toes, tuck the toes again. And really feel now how you can find the toe pads as you squeeze your ankles in and your knees in. And as you're ready, we'll take the hands to the right and prop yourself up on your fingertips. Tone the knees to the midline so you've stabilized the leg line, tone the lower navel, and in this child's pose twist, reach back, allow the hips to sink, the breath to expand. And we can even create stability in the corners of the shoulders by pressing down through the fingertips, lifting the elbows and the armpits. With your exhale, tone just below the navel. Inhale, come out of the twist back to square all fours. Open up through cow and draw in through cat. 2 more like that. Just notice what feels good in your body. And then pause right here and center and make a conscious choice to stay square in the hips, squeeze the knees in, even as you walk your hands to the left into a sideways posture. Toning the knees, zip up the lower navel, keep the upper arm bones lifting and reach back. Now find a rhythm of breath that will hold you in stability. And in that stability, find the ease of being. In your mind and in your body, prepare for that next inhalation that's going to carry you out of your twist. Plant your hands, tuck your toes, lift your knees. And as you push down from the shoulder blades through your hands, extend your hips up and back. So find the earth and lift up toward the sky by stretching down first, all the points that hold you in steadiness. And then long through the vertebrae, up through your hips. Please walk your feet forward. And find the 4 corners of your feet yet again. So spread and lift your toes. Bend the knees mildly and squeeze the ankles towards the midline. Hands to your hips. Lift your elbows so your shoulder blades come on. So steady in the hips, square in the shoulders, rise up. Take one block and place it between the upper inner thighs. Bend the knees, squeeze the block. Placing your hands to your upper thighs. Keep the right hand on your upper thigh and extend that left arm forward. Breathing in, tone the low belly to the low back and squeeze the block so we find stability in the hips. Now, with a sense of freedom, take the elbow to the outer knee. Create stability here, pushing the knee into the elbow into the knee. Open your palm in receptivity. Place right hand on top. Deep breath in. Now use your exhales to deepen the twist a little bit. Square your hips, squeeze the block. Find the flow of your breath. Eyes towards the front of your mat. Squeeze the block and inhale, come out of the twist, cactus arms. Pull the legs to straight. And one more time, we'll sink back down. Left hand to the upper thigh, extending right arm. Draw the legs to the block and your navel back. Now you wait and find your exhalation, the one that's going to twist you. The exhale, elbow to outer knee, and then stabilize, knee to elbow. Stack the palms, wait for the breath, and strong lower belly. Free and open upper body, stacking right shoulder under left as you twist. Eyes to the front of your mat. Squeeze the block. Inhale, come out of the twist. Reach up, touch the sky. Holding the block with your inner thighs, bow forward, strong straight legs. Inhale, side bodies long. Now we'll plant the hands and waddle your feet back to dog pose. Hold your block. Inhale, plank. Deep breath in. Place the knees Lower chest and chin, keeping the upper arm bones higher than the elbows. Now let the block help as you lower your hips down. The block will lift the inner thighs. Strengthen the tailbone towards your block and rise up into the lightness of your heart. Strong toes. Inhale, lower. Tuck the toes. Press yourself up. Plank, nice. And downward dog. All right, waddle your way forward, block and all. Take the block away and remember it, imprint it. Active feet, steady shins, upper thighs draw into the midline as the tailbone roots rise up. And hands to Hakini Mudra, 10 fingertips touch, bend the knees, broaden the elbows, pull the navel in as you breathe. And like you've got that block between your inner thighs, hold that power as you twist from left to right. Anchor the elbow. And now find the flow of breath. Keep reaching the right knee energetically towards the right toes. That'll help square your hips. Eyes to the front of the mat. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, sink back down. Hakini Mudra. Active feet, squeeze like that block was there. Pull the navel in. And with exhale, twist. Now ride the waves of breath. Inhale, look to the front and rise up. Holding the energy to the midline of the legs, bow forward. Reach side bodies long, lengthen up halfway. Plant your hands mindfully for plank. Now this time we don't have a block, so I'll invite you to bring your feet and your ankles all the way together. All the way together, squeeze that. Pull the heart forward from your hips, press your heels and lower. Shoulders higher or level to elbows. Inner thighs lift, root the tail, rise up. And tuck the toes, lower the heart, push to plank, and downward dog. Inhale to your knees. Step the left foot forward. Take your two blocks. Move the back thigh bone far enough back so that when you straighten your front leg, your hip remains over the knee joint. And we'll just pause here and feel what you feel. So that's part of stability, is not having to, I always share probably too much information about myself, but I had a therapy session yesterday, and partway through the therapy session, my therapist said, "Hey, Tiff, slow down. You don't have to run from this. Push down through your heel, spread your toes, pull the side bodies long. Look back and see, can you square and level your hips? So what do you need to do to take that lifted left hip and get it more square and in relationship to the lower back hip? Now take the block and find your spot. Where do you put it? So that when you liberate, and freedom is going to create less stability. So liberate the hand, bring it to your sacrum, and notice if you pulled your hips out a square. And one thing I like to do, I'm turning my back to you, I'll take the hands and I'll find my SI joints with my thumb and another finger, and I'll feel back there and go, oh, there's a square hip. Now I can keep that as I twist, and you'll need more power through the back foot and knee. Keep squeezing and compacting that front hip in and down towards the inner thigh of the grounded leg. And then maybe it's a slow rise to lift the arm. Now with steadiness, unwind yourself with inhale and Parvatajana Shirshasana. So we'll start here, seated and square. Extend your left leg out and pull the right leg in, shoelace side down. Pick up your hips, set them down into the best of your ability. Find square and level. So we'll need to probably manually expand the bent leg first, and then the straight leg, roll the inner thigh down and in. Take that block, most likely on medium, inside your straight leg knee. Take your strap around the ball mound of your straight leg foot. Left hand palm up, reach underneath the two straps and hold. Dig, drag your straight leg heel down and back towards your body. That'll stabilize the knee joint. And then give your strap a pull by pushing your foot into the strap. Can you lengthen from your waistline with the breath in to the armpit? And then see if you can set that down and then modify accordingly. Maybe you don't need the block. Maybe elbow goes inside the knee all the way down to the floor. That's a pretty big leap, but I know some of you got that. All right. Wherever you are, take that right fingertips down on the floor. Bow the mind into the heart, literally your chin to your chest, and use your exhale to stabilize below the navel, squeezing the core. With an inhale, pull left side body longer from waistline to armpit, armpits towards toes. Now we'll take, if you can, you'll liberate and free up the right hand behind your head, elbow to sky. There's a midline between your right toes and your inner left leg. Squeeze the leg to the toes and the toes to the leg. Anchor through the hips, and now revolve and turn above the navel from left shoulder blade to ribs to the eye. Deep breath in, long breath out. Inhale, root down through all the points of contact on the earth to rise up. I always like to take a minute after that pose because it's that if you have any questions whether the practice or the postures have time released like energetic effects, let this one ease your mind on that one and just feel what's happening here. It's just good. Right? And it's in that moment of free will where you honor what's just happened before where you're going next. You can really find the choice, the part of you that says, oh my God, I really want to do the second side. I really want to make that testimony video for Tiff. Okay. All right. Pull it in. Set yourself up, props and all. Then give yourself a moment and identify how you can find square within asymmetry. So the legs are doing two different things. That means asymmetry. So if you need to go back in your mind to the very, very first pose we took, Sukhasana, and find square and level where the pubic bone rolls down, the sit bones are both equally grounded, and the tailbone has some energy pulling down towards the blanket. And then we'll set up, palm up, hold your strap, push the ball of your foot into your strap and lengthen your waistline to armpit and set yourself down. If this is just too big of a stretch, bend the bottom knee more. Left fingertips on the earth, bow in. Use an exhalation to tone the core. Keep that and find the midline between inner thigh and toes, toes and inner thigh. With your next inhale, side body's long. Right waistline, right armpit. Anchor through the legs. Left hand to your head. Now from stability, try to ground the hips equally as you turn and open. And let that flow with breath. And there's a just right spot where you turn your head just enough that you feel your neck line up with the rest of your spine without tension. Honor that. Now, really drop into the opportunity of being present with the exit of your pose, which is just as important as all the work we did to get in. Anchor down, and with inhale, rise up. With exhale, come back into Sukhasana. And we'll start where we began. We'll end where we began. Lift yourself up. Find all of that internal structure. And if you've got tight hips, speaking from experience, if you've got some stuff going on emotionally, energetically, we want to find a way to pull in like a budding flower that has not yet opened, and feel that embrace. Find the internal resource to hold you, and then let the body naturally soften from the inner strength. The outer body can release. We'll take the next few breaths to organize the rest of your day, because you are more in attunement and in alignment to do that kind of organization than perhaps any other time. So what do you have on dock today, or on deck? How can the concept of stability allow you to proceed with freedom, clarity, and peace? What needs to be let go of that's not important as it relates to the big, this is what I want from this day. Let a sigh of relief out. And draw your hands to your heart. We'll close the practice by making an offering of the sound of Om, and we'll make 3 sounds of Om, just a way to honor that there is an organizing principle to the universe. And if we step into the creation, the sustainment, the dissolution, the pause of it, we learn from that one bija mantra, that one syllable, all things that we need. Deep breath in, long breath out. Inhale. Allow your hands to release and rest wherever they want to on your legs. place your awareness behind your eyes and very subtly crack the eyes open. And then be present for the unfolding of consciousness from within you as you open the eyes all the way. Much love. Thank you for joining. Namaste. Have a beautiful, beautiful rest of your day. Thank you. Peace.